All right, microphone maniacs, I'm happy to report that the United UT-Twin87 microphone is indeed the Voiceover Swiss Army knife that you have been looking for. Let's talk about it.
You're listening to The Dangerous Mind of Mark Yoshimoto Nemkov. No excuses, no BS, no
So
pants.
I hung the UT-Twin87 in the booth last week for what turned out to be one of the busiest weeks of the year. A lot of commercials, a ton of tags, a couple of animation voice jobs, and a couple of longer narrations. So these are my real-world thoughts and review. This microphone performed flawlessly throughout the entire week. What I love about it is that it's reedy. It's got this reedy tone, a beautiful, detailed readiness right in the sweet spot of my voice, as I had mentioned in a previous video. And this readiness, which to me is, when I say a microphone is reedy, that is a very desired characteristic. It's very expressive. So it works great for me. And to my surprise, the mic feels like it reaches right down my throat to grab this tone. It's effortless to make this tone. I'm not pushing my voice at all. And it feels like the modern mode on the UT-Twin87 is a voiceover cheat code. This is your VO cheat code right here. Now, let me hear. I'm just going to do a couple of quick little voices and crap. So,
if you go up here, you get a very detailed, nice tone in there, but it has a lot of character, so that your character doesn't feel stale or emotionless. It feels like your character has something going on inside. And there's something that you can do right here to make this microphone yours. And all you gotta do is put it up in front of you and do your best, and it's gonna pick up something amazing.
I really like this microphone. And for commercials and tags and stuff, it's like the obvious Lisa Honda Accord LX for only $219 a month at your local Honda dealer. Effortless. Effortless. So let's switch the mic to vintage mode. All right, so hold on. So it takes a few seconds to switch over from one circuit to the other because it's powering down the AI-inspired circuit and it's booting up the vintage U87 style circuit. And what you hear right away is it's a more rounded top end and a fuller bottom end. This is definitely more of your narration tone. Here, let me just pop up some narration. All right, what is this? Oh, this is something for FedEx thing. So you have your package ready, but you don't have an HS code yet. Let's see how you can get one. Remember, you have to assign one to each item. Or you can get really, here, I'll read it like it's, I have to be sympathetic. So you have your package ready, but you don't have an HS code yet. Let's see how you can get one. Remember, you have to assign one to each item. So this sound really delivers. But to me, I think the most impressive thing for VO, and this really comes down to, I think this is one of the top 3 most impressive things about this microphone, in terms of voiceover, in terms of my use, is that, as Dean Massey pointed out, you don't get that U87 honk with this microphone. There's none of that weird buildup, right? You know what I'm talking about. Sometimes when you use an 87, you get a honk, right? In there, in the low mids. And hold on, let me demonstrate. So you can, hold on, move this over. So if I switch to the Soyuz, which very much evokes the vintage U87 sound, going from one to the other, you can really hear it, right? You can hear this. It's almost like a congestion in there. Compared to this, right? So you don't hear that congestion. So hold on. So you can really, hold on. You can really hear, yeah, right? Yeah. Hear how you hear really like a buildup in there. Yeah. La 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 la. La 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 la. So, what I think is the most important factor here is that they somehow mitigated the honk. And the honk, I wasn't really sure what it was. I always thought it was some kind of weird resonance in the head basket, but that's not what it is. Klaus, the microphone guy, he explained it once in a post. And what happens is the U87 capsule, being that it's two halves, is divided in the middle by a spacer, a non-conductive spacer. And even though that spacer is like 6.5 millimeters, micrometers, milliliters, yeah, it's full of liquid. It's 6.5 micrometers. Too early. So that distance created a chamber between the two capsule halves. And inside that chamber, you get this phase smearing. You really get, you get resonance in there. And the resonance buildup is what you hear as that honk. And it's not as present. It doesn't present itself in every U87 and not with every user. And a lot of people think that sound, the sound of the honk, is really kind of the signature sound of a U87. But for me, it interferes with what I think is the best part of my voice. Now, here, I'm going to go back and forth. You'll really hear it more when I go from the Soyuz to modern mode here. So let me switch this over. All right, so now you can really hear, it feels, going from one to the other, right? It almost feels like I put a cotton ball in your ears, right? And then I'm back here, and you don't hear that. Now, I could EQ that out. That really happens between 500 and 900 hertz. So I can go in here, I can go into the Soyuz, and I can try to duck some of that 500, 900 right in there. I can, right, maybe a little bit right here, and get rid of that honk, get rid of at least some of it. And and so, but it's still congested a little bit. You can't get rid of that phase smear, and that's the big issue. So there's no honk here. What I initially thought was a smoothness between 1K and 4K, where you hear this really beautiful presence and brightness and really the characteristics of a U87ai. It really comes on this microphone. There's a smoothness that goes from about 500 to I think about 4K. And it's really nice. For VO, it's great because you really need to have I want to say a level playing field through most of your mids, where the body of your voice is, where a lot of the growl of your voice is, not the low end. We're talking about your mids, from low mids and high mids. And to have this readiness up here in the high mids and have this smoothness in the low mids is really an amazing formula for a voice-over microphone that feels exactly like a voice-over microphone should be. So my review is absolutely 100% positive. If you are looking for a voice-over microphone, buy this microphone. Okay? I absolutely, totally suggest, recommend, and fully endorse the adoption of this microphone by VO artists everywhere. So, and the other thing too is you got to ask yourself, right? So when you talk to some of the top producers in the world, guys who have produced the biggest artists everywhere, nobody really, and not nobody, but most people don't really care what the name on your microphone is. The only question that matters is, does it sound good? Does it get the job done? For $700, I think that my mic lust has been sated. I think that this may be the microphone that prevents me from looking around at other microphones. I might be ready to settle down. So I think what I need to do, is, since I really like how this microphone handles my voice, I think I need to stop really hunting around for other microphones and focus more on my technique using this microphone. Now that I found a tool that naturally enhances what I have in a way that really works, I think we're going to stick with this one. And I'm super impressed with this microphone. And again, like if a U87ai is an amazing mic. And it's the kind of mic, if you have a studio and somebody comes over and they're like, they look down, they see a Neumann, and, they might be like, oh, that's very impressive. That's really cool. And it probably sounds great, as they do on almost everything. But for $700, what is the divide between this and the U87ai? Does an AI sound a little bit richer? Can I make that up? Can I just make up that distance in EQ? Maybe. Or maybe with a 2 pre, right? Or do I need to? Do I even need to? I think what exactly is the question is, do you need a microphone that impresses people with the way it looks? Or do you need a microphone that impresses people with the way it sounds? And maybe they're one of the same thing. Really, the most expensive microphone will sound the best on your voice. But short of that, right? If I use my JRRShop.com coupon code, Microphone Assassin, get 11% off, I would be paying $622 for this microphone. See, I'm pointing behind it. You can't see my hand shaking. It looks stupid. So $622 plus tax or import duty or whatever. I can buy 5 of these for one U87ai. I like this mic. I'm going to be using it a lot. This mic is going to make me a lot of money. I'm very happy with it. I want to know what you think, all right? Drop me a line. Leave a comment. Until next time, this is Mark Yoshimoto Nemkov, fading to black.